today we've got some new names up here on the finals on the big stage. This is going to be fun. We have been watching them all day long, and this is awesome to see. Sweet Moose taking on Penguin. I'm excited, Fun.
I am too. One of the things that stands out to me the most is probably Sweet Moose. And the only reason why is because not only are they names that we have seen before, but it's about a matter of experience. It's about that fact of having multiple series under your belt. You may not have won a lot of them, but you have the experience to back it up, right? And understanding the difference between what some of these teams are doing and separating it between strong and decisive play and maybe a little bit of luck at times, right? You have to be able to discern that between the two things and taking advantage of those situations. And that's what I think that teams with more experience are great at doing. They're able to do things that majority of other teams can't. They're able to recognize some of these gimmicks. They're able to recognize some of these players and call out some faulty strategies. You don't see as many mistakes at high level of play. It's not really a thing that happens. And so when you do see mistakes actually made, the upper rung teams and sort of like the lower rung teams, you'll see the difference between the two in terms of not only how many mistakes they make, but how they're able to capitalize on them that end up netting them the win.
All right, we're getting this one set up as soon as possible. In the meantime, let's check out the series layout, see what maps we've got coming up. Canals, okay. So switching it up for the day, and then back to Palace, and then a possible tie-breaking breach. So what do you think about game number 1? How is that going to switch things up? How do they need to play this map? We pretty much have a good understanding of how these teams play, but what's it going to be?
If that's the case, then I think that the best way to describe it would have to be the differences between the two teams would have to be in their drafts, right? It would have to be who they choose to ban out first. It would have to choose who they pick first, what they choose to prioritize, what type of composition it is they're actually trying to go for. And that's something that I think will stand out the most here. Like you said, we have seen these teams pretty much all day today. And this is the storyline here, is being able to recognize and notice the difference between these two teams. And the best way to do that, I believe, is the draft. Brave Penguins have been doing a great job at being able to recognize when they need to adapt. And that's probably one of the hallmarks of their play style today, I would say, is Brave Penguins have been doing great at making sure not only do they keep up the pressure, but they're great at taking advantage of people that make small mistakes and turning that into momentum for themselves. They're great at making sure that they can turn games around. Sweet Moose have always been the ones that we've seen today, really taking advantage of sort of, I can't really say lost causes, but situations that involve the team not doing as hot. Like, they're great at stealing momentum from people. They understand when people are making mistakes. They know when to capitalize, and they're just a good team to play with overall, right? So it's really going to come down to the draft. I think that both of these teams' play styles and how we've seen them play and act today have been entirely different from what's going to happen now, because they're both playing against two teams that are already extremely good.
Speaking of the draft, do you think that game number 2 comes around and Sweet Moose actually hops off the Phantom for once?
No.
Even in the grand finals.
And well, part of the reason why I even say that is because it's like, if they feel comfortable enough to lock Phantom in that many times and consistently enough, I can't imagine they'd ever change for anything, right? Like, that has to be something that they feel the most comfortable on.
All right. Well, let's check it out. See who they decide to ban for Canals. Game number 1 in our grand finals CMG showdown. It's going to be Runway at Ronin. Hey, that's pretty much what we expected. That's the consistent meta, and I like it. I think that's going to create a really good competitive game. Runway has been just too OP on the side of Penguin. We've seen swap outs get that man off of that rogue. You don't want him using it, period. So Sweet Moose doing a good job with that.
Yeah, and I think that Runway is such a great character to utilize on Demolition more than anything. I feel like the respawn game modes don't really do her any justice, and I feel like that Demolition is, no matter what map it's on, that she does great at being able to flesh out on site, playing post-plan and pre-plan. It's something that's extremely important no matter what game it is that you actually look at, and I think Runaway is a great ban for that. Ronin, obviously, making sure that she's not being able to be revealed on the map or can't be revealed in general, just keeping that away and out of the hands of the opposing side or on either team, right? Because that means that, once again, we're probably going to see a Dallas, we're going to see lock-in for intel, and they want to make sure that they can keep tabs on everybody at least. I wonder though, is that we've seen this before. I'm curious about the implication of the glitch here. We've seen glitch get picked up before when we've been looking at how these players have been locking him in, not necessarily because of what he can do, but because of what he can see, right? That's a big radius around him where he can reveal intel from a lot of different characters. And if Lancer gets picked, I can't imagine they either don't pick glitch or talent, personally. Like, I feel like with Lancer being open and into the game, they have to look for either glitch or talent, one of the two.
Okay, so I'm thinking that that's probably what we'll see. When you've got Ronin taken out, you've got the runway taken out. Ah, man. Lancer's going to be the play. You've been saying it. You've been harping on it all day.
Yep.
We finally saw it banned, and it helped a little bit, but not exactly to what they probably were expecting. But Lancer has made some of the biggest impact plays that we've seen. Just incredible, being able to stay off the radars, making sure to get up and get some great flanks. But we're getting this one started as soon as possible. Lobby is getting ready. But yeah, in the meantime, let's talk about the matchup coming up as far as what they can do to counteract each other's strategies, because they're coming in. Maybe they haven't even played against each other yet. Maybe these guys are new to each other. They have to adapt on the fly, and they have to read each other right away, and how they can download, right? Like from the fighting game community, if they can download faster, then they're going to come out on top. What do you expect from a team like Penguin, who is hyper aggressive? They're really reliant on the aggression, compared to a team like Sweet Moose, who seems to have just the whole fundamentals of Rogue Company down. They're just really all around a very, very tight squad. When you're thinking about this matchup, what kind of comp really works in Brave Penguin's favor against Sweet Moose? Because I'm kind of giving Sweet Moose I'm pretty much putting them over the top in this one. They're kind of my pick.
I would say that Brave Penguin probably do best when we're looking at characters that really fit and coordinate with their playstyle, right? I mean, we've seen Chalk earlier today. Maybe we could end up seeing a Chalk pick here. I'm not too sure if I entirely believe that one, but
Chalk
it's
again.
still a possibility, right? It could be a possibility to end up being utilized. We have the inclusion of Lancer, once again, a character that's great at making sure that she has those flanks. She's staying quick, she's staying quiet. The best thing that she can do with that ability is making sure that she can flank and open up space for a lot of her team. A lot of characters that come to mind as well are characters that are great at playing pre-plant or post-plant, depending on who's starting off on attack or defense. Brave Penguin, Anvil doesn't seem like their style, actually. Anvil is one of those characters that I've typically seen characters where people pick out quite a bit, but they haven't really been the type of team that really has screamed Anvil to me, right? There are definitely teams that feel comfortable with that Anvil playing pre-plant and post-plant, especially on Canals. And since he's not banned out here, it's a possibility we could see him, but I don't think either of these teams. I could see Sweet Moose picking Anvil over Brave Penguin, because Brave Penguin doesn't seem like the type of people that would pick that. I imagine that we could potentially see an Anvil. I definitely think Glitch is open. I mentioned it before. The inclusion and utilization of his ability means that not only do you get the proper intel, but you also can make sure that you keep tabs on so many different people. Obviously use those abilities. With Glitch actually being in the game, I mentioned Anvil before. Maybe we don't even really see him. Maybe Glitch just stays as one of those picks I feel like that people feel most comfortable with, because it's something we've been seeing consistently today.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see what actually happens. Maybe you are on point. We'll see it right now. Let's get loaded up into game number 1 of the grand finals. This is a best of 3. This is the number 2 qualifier for the month. We've got one more cup, and then we've got the main event for $10,000. We saw a heck of a one last month. A lot of money on the line, a lot to be playing for, and these players have been preparing and grinding their butts off. And here we go. The picks are in. Glitch on bot. So we got the Chalk, like you called, and a Kestrel. I'm liking it. Well, what do you think about this comp on the side of Sweet Moose?
I was interested in seeing Brave Penguin pick up the Chalk, but it doesn't seem like they're going to go for that. Instead, they actually lock, or not lock in, but they're hovering the Kestrel, which I imagine that they actually stick with here. Yeah, they're definitely going to need somebody that's going to flesh out the rest of the team, especially when they play a little bit more aggressively. We have Kestrel and Chalk. That's really strong. I feel like that's great at not only overtaking sight, but it's great at keeping the pressure on so many different people on the side of Brave Penguin. One of the greatest storylines it is, or perspectives it is, I should say, that we've had today is the fact that a lot of these teams that have picked defense haven't really picked characters that are great at holding these certain angles. And sometimes the best way of counteracting that is making sure that you have that aggression. It's what we saw Sweet Moose do before, right? With how aggressive that they were actually playing in the very, very beginning of the game. I'm very interested to see how they'll end up playing and utilizing these drafts.
We're getting a quick reset on that lobby, but yeah, exactly what you said. These teams are just going to be amped up and ready to rock and roll. They've made some good picks right out of the gate. Do you think they're going to keep the same picks going into the replay?
Well, I definitely think that they have to keep the same picks, right? I mean, it is only like a reset of the lobby, so like they do actually have to stay tuned with what it is that they actually have here.
Oh, it's the rules,
but
it's in the rule book.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
the thing it is that I would definitely keep in mind is the utilization of that chalk, because I was saying it before. It's something that I imagined Brave Penguin was going to pick, but not necessarily something I saw Sweet Moose picking. They seem like more of the fundamental team. They know when to take their advantage, when to push, and really utilize their stride in the best way possible. But Chalk doesn't really seem like a character that's necessarily like personally in their wheelhouse. But I mean, hey, we saw it before on Windward. I shouldn't be too surprised they lock it in again. I was expecting the Chalk though, because of the fact that it's great at not only making sure that you push your lead and keep it going, but it's great at making sure that you can set up for your team in ways that most other characters and duelists can't, right? Like Lancer's great at flanking, Lancer's great at creating opportunities for her team, but so is Chop, but in a different way, right? Instead of flanking, he's really on the front lines. He's really pushing and causing a lot of havoc in the front because you have to be more concerned about his pretty much double life, right? And they locked in Dahlia as well for the same reason that I mentioned it before. They won't have Dahlia and Saint here, but it's for the same reason that I mentioned it before, is because of the fact that they're going to try and use Dahlia to link up with Chalk, so that way not only can she get that passive, but she can res Chalk, so Chalk doesn't have to worry about using his own ability to try and keep himself into the fray or into the fight a lot of the time.
So we have it set up. We know what the game is going to be. The meta is ready to rock and roll. They're just going to get this one started as soon as possible. And there we go. They've got to pick the same rogues this time around. So we know what to expect. And yeah. So that's just going to be a little bit of an ice, if you will. This is a little bit of time in between the momentum that has been gained from both teams' wins in the semis. And it kind of is like a little bit of a cooling down, if you will, of their gaining that heat off those dubs. But, sometimes you need a little rest in the middle of a marathon. These guys have been playing since basically noon. Their warm-ups have started early. Of course, some people are smart and try to just stay active, get their blood pumping and make sure to eat right and don't necessarily worry about the warm-ups. I think that was always the most important thing for me, was always getting the nutrients and the rest that I needed, not overplaying. You can really just overplay. But here we go. We've got them set up. The Dallas, the Kestrel, the Glitch on one side. Do we have glitches on both sides?
We do actually, yes.
Oh, okay. Now, what? How is that going to play out?
I imagine it plays out much of the same way. I personally think that they're probably going to use the glitch to just gain as much intel as possible. They're going to try and keep things in mind, not only for their team, but also to make sure that nobody can actually properly flank. Although with both of these drafts, I think the only character that probably will put on a flank might be their Dallas, honestly. I could see Glitch doing it to try and gain more intel, but they actually need him and his abilities to try and deter people from utilizing. Actually, wait, hold on. That actually is a huge point, because that means that Chalk actually has to rely on Dahlia so much more because of the fact that they have a glitch on the other side. And since Chalk is probably going to be leading the charge here, if he gets struck by Glitch's ability, then there's really not much of a chance for him to get re-resed if Dolly is nearby too, right? So I actually think the glitch is huge here, but of course, I mean, I mentioned that he does. So.
Yeah, he is going to be the first pick. The good old caster curse, always in effect. I believe it's this. The casters are cursed and the observers are blessed. Every time an observer seems to make something happen, it's just beautiful. Shout out to them. They've been doing a great job all day long. And meanwhile, we're just ruining it with the immediate glitch pickup. Getting picked off right away, killing the whole storyline there. But am I crazy, or was that not an original pick on the original play of the map? Was there 2 glitches in the original?
Yes, I do believe that there were 2 glitches
okay.
in the original.
Well,
That
never
is
mind.
what they, that is what they were trying to go for there. Billiams actually was so
Sneaky.
funny about that was probably like the most like Looney Tunes thing ever, right? It was that Billiams comes looking around like, what was that? I swore I saw something, and then like Glitch is just sitting right there. Like he ducked back behind the corner because he saw Billiams coming up. That's so funny, actually. That's they end up winning that round. The teabag, the shooting the body, Sweet Moose, they're feeling themselves after that first round.
All right, so pretty quick win for Sweet Moose. Had a plan, executed it very well, but you know, in a search and destroy, the demolition game type, it's vital to get that first pick. It is almost everything once you're at the top level of gameplay. It can just mean a W or an L. So that glitch getting taken down immediately, not the best of things. So hopefully they can turn that around this time. Penguin, we've seen it, have suffered a little bit from their aggression, but I'd say less times it has been so. They are more successful with their aggression than not today. Maybe finally Sweet Moose will shut them down. But yeah, that might have been it. They're just being a little too aggressive and immediately get picked, and it was just too easy from there. We're watching Who's Dat just trying to make something happen, being pretty sneaky here. We saw the most entertaining game from him with Chalk and the bomb, and I just want to see if he can possibly make some of the same plays.
I agree with that. I think that's something that you have to keep in mind. I don't think we're going to see as crazy as what we saw on Windward in that very first round, but it's still something that you have to keep in mind too, right? This is something that we've seen before, is where they play a little bit passive until they get close enough to the side. He's actually popping that and pushing around the corner. They were not expecting him to push that far. They weren't expecting him to push that far at all. And Bull rolls around the corner just to see if he can actually help out his teammate, and he does. He downs another person. Yeah, that's crazy. They were not expecting him to push in like that, and it actually works out for him. But they even things up to 2 for 2.
He does it again, and again. It's man, it's exciting. I'm loving the Chalk bomb plays, but we've got a glitch mirror battle right now. 1-on-1. He's going in. Oh my god, I'm blind. He's gonna take him on. Oh, misses every shot. The flash. Oh, the beautiful flash. Gonna be able to win that one out. 2-0 lead for Sweet Moose already. Almost dropping that one though. A big clutch out of Bot. Once Bot gets going, you got to watch out. This man's easily the most consistent player we've seen all day, unless we're talking maybe swap outs on runway.
The weirdest part about that for me personally was that I was expecting Soka to sort of like back up because there was 3 seconds left on the clock. He didn't have to fight that. Like, Sweet Moose were the ones that Sweet Moose were the ones that were the aggressors here. They have to plant the bomb. There's 3 seconds left. Your job as the defender is to burn time. Any way for them not to plant the bomb, or any way for you guys not to lose the round, whether that's through deaths or whatever the case may be, is what you need to be looking at the end of the day. He sort of held that corner, and if that was me, I would have been booking it, because there's no way. Like, there's 3 seconds left on the clock. I'm personally not going to try and push and take a fight like that, because I want the round to go our way. I'm not trying to potentially throw it in a gunfight, right? And so with that being the case, while I'm not saying that he entirely threw that round by himself, I'm saying that it could have been played a little bit better, and they could have ended up potentially winning that round for themselves. But a good start is taking out the opposing glitch.
Sokka still up, trying to use his abilities to his advantage here, just playing it slow, giving his team some intel. Swap outs. Seeing a pick onto Hizzy. Hizzy's going to get the trade, though. Getting Sin Mode down, but I think Sin Mode is going to be able to get back up. There we go. Swap outs moves in, kills Who's Dat, but Who's Dat gets the trade onto Billiams. Billiams down. And there we go. Sokka comes in and helps swap outs, and he saves the day to get them onto the board.
Yeah, that is they get the first opening pick onto the opposing glitch, and I think it's just downhill from there, honestly. I mean, they were able to get a couple picks, but it wasn't anything to write home about. Part of the reason as to why I say that is because of the utilization of their advantage, right? They had the numbers advantage. They wanted to push in and try to see if they can get a lot of those trades. Eventually, if you keep getting trade for trade in a 4v3, you're going to end up winning the game, right? Like, as long as you're swinging angles together, there's no reason why you should lose a 4v3. You always want to take that numbers advantage to the utmost optimized situation. And I think that's what they just end up doing. They played that really well by using the numbers to their advantage.
Yeah, you don't want to hesitate. You got to make sure you just take over. Oh, finally, we see the over-aggression of the objective not work in their favor. It gets punished. Going to be some big picks coming up. 2 down for Sweet Moose. Last one up. And try to make something happen, but it is a 3-on-1. Hizzy does get swap outs, though. That's huge.
Yeah, that's just
he goes down.
The Dahlia coming into play.
He got his
that's like
revenge.
the Dahlia coming into play right there. Oh yeah, no, like absolutely. But the Dahlia being there and pretty much picking up one of them, and the other one going down. Like, you have 2 people that are down, and I was like, oh, this is actually really good. Like, this is completely winnable by Hizzy. But then all of a sudden, we're talking about a situation where Dahlia has her ability to raise anybody up as long as she's within range. She picked one person up and then used her ability for the other. And it was curtains from there. You're not going to really be able to win a 1v4. They swung her together, and Hizzy goes down, takes the Kestrel out of the game, or takes Kestrel out of the round, and we're sitting at a 2-2 right now.
Sim Mode ready in the back. He's going to try to bring some intel to the team, but he's going to wait just a little bit before he can do so. Billiams trying to get some angles, see if he can find where Sweet Moose might be pushing from. Sin Mode also doing the same. He's just going to be hanging out, switching guns, making sure to keep his fingers warm. And it looks like there's a move about to happen on the other side. There we go. Intel comes in. Comms being made. Callouts being thrown. And they're going to try to sync up a push here. Hizzy checking his corners. Very smart. Shots go down. Comms come out. Glitch temporarily blinded. Sokka going to try to get some intel of his own. And this is probably the slowest start of any demo we've seen of any round today.
Yeah, they're not trying to lose the numbers war, right? That's something that is common within all tactical shooters, right? Is the numbers war. We're talking about a situation where you just being down one person is enough to make this game go awry, right? Provided you can't get the trade for it. They actually just make their way onto site almost instantly. I think they played that as slow as possible to try and throw off where they could potentially be going. I love this. They're all 4 of them are backing out to try and deal with swap outs. They do, but Sokka comes right around and gets another down. It makes it that much harder. They defuse the bomb. They couldn't even make it back. They couldn't. I love how they played, how that call and response was. Sweet Moose move back because they know that one person's in the back. They want to take him out. They move back there to deal with him. They get the down, but Sokka's pushing up behind them because of the comms that are there, and that is why you have to communicate. Them telling him, hey, I'm getting pushed, I'm getting pushed, I'm getting pushed. There's a lot of them that's pushing me. Sokka comes around and downs one of them. 4 of them are backing up to deal with one person, and the other 2 are sticking on the bomb in case anybody gets through. That is great decision making from both teams, and it comes out on top of Brave Penguins making. That's well done, man.
Brave Penguin have shown they're a little bit weaker on the defensive side of maps. So this is actually a pretty good thing right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of them. They're really showing up when they need to the most on defense in game number 1 of the finals here. If you guys are just tuning in, this is Cup number 2 of October, the $10,000 qualifier. October 30th will be the main event. We do have one more cup coming up, though, so make sure to sign up if you want to compete at checkmategaming.com. Sin Mode getting some great damage down across the map. Good, accurate shots. Hizzy making his way to the flank. He might be able to get a good kill here. Swap outs. He's going to be the one getting the pick. Swap outs, gosh, all the time, all day long. Seems to be him on the feed, getting those big picks when he needs to the most. Swap outs again on the feed, taking down Hizzy. Sin Mode, and that's going to do it. Oh my gosh. That was a brilliant round out of them. It seems like they're really coming into their own on these demos on defense. 11 downs for swap outs, and he's not on the runway. This man's just having a great day.
Yeah, I think he just knows his characters and knows how he has to play right. I think Swap Out's doing a great job as well. It's interesting to see how they're actually playing this. When Dahlia goes down first, which means that Chalk has to play a little bit more passively. Hezzy pushes around the corner to try and stop swap outs, and then it doesn't go too well because he already downed his teammate beforehand. I think they took too many 1v1s instead of swinging together. I'm not sure, and that's obviously easier said than done. I'm well aware of that. With them being more than just swap out on that objective, obviously you have to be a little bit more cautious. I do like how they're changing it now, though, with them pushing up and being a little bit more aggressive, trying to see them get any early shots. Glitch standing right there to get them through the wall as well to start out their push even longer. And that's not even going to be the case here as they once again back out for just a little bit. Swap out, is he flanking all the way from their spawn? He went through B to A. Can we look at the enemy Kestrel for a second? I'm trying to see. He's all the way in the back. Yeah, he's flanking around behind them and they have no idea.
Who's that? Rolls in, gets the kill. That's going to be 2 down for Brave Penguin. Going to be a lot to come back from in this moment. Oh, we've got the pop. Drones coming in from swap outs. Swap outs is just going to try to make this work. Doing whatever he can. I like the fight. There's a lot of fight there.
Yeah, I think that's mostly due to the also it's a different half, so we can adjust our draft, but I think that flank was really good. It just took too long. I think that's like the biggest issue, was that Swap Out had a great idea of trying to flank, because if he would have pincered them at that moment, they literally would have had no idea. I think they would have gotten destroyed if that rotation happened a little bit faster. But I think that you have to be really careful with doing that, obviously, because it does alert people to your position. But I'm just saying that, like, that was so... I think that was a really good play. I think it was just executed and not necessarily the best way. I think it was executed a little bit poorly.
A literal mirror match. We've got the exact same comp on both sides. Glitch on Glitch once more, and the rest follow. So what's up with that?
I think that, once again, these are all characters, if you look at them, you just realize that these are characters that are just good, right? These are going to be the characters that you see picked quite often. You look at Dahlia, you look at Dallas, both of these characters are pretty much mainstays on any composition that you see. They're actually valued so much, I think, that it's not even worth really like banning them, because you're going to always want a team to have those, right? So I think Dallas and Dahlia are doing extremely well. I mean, obviously with Kestrel, it makes the most sense. You get more eliminations for your down, and Dahlia having a target like that to link to means that both of them can snowball very quickly and very out of control. Is something I would really say about that. And then Glitch is like, I think on this map he's just good, honestly. I think Canals is one of those maps where he can really spread his wings, honestly.
Can't question the mirror because it's just too good of a comp. We've got swap outs trying to make a play here with the bomb. Got the glitch on with Bot. Bot trying to make something happen. Hizzy just waiting it out, seeing if he can get some unsuspecting players to walk past him. Sin mode also right there. So both teams right on the cusp of meeting up. Got the sight lines engaged. The bomb is down, though. And this is it. They're all backing up, and they're going to bait the bomb out. So the lack of aggression really biting them here. Not going to be helping out their cause. They got to get in there and make something happen. Penguin hanging back a little too long, and time is running out. The bomb is a-ticking. They do get some plays here. Soka gets one on to Hizzy. It's 3v3. And we're almost at point of no return. And I think that's going to do it. What an incredible instant plant to win it out. And then, you know, trying to just outmaneuver the other team. I mean, that's just beautiful Rogue Company play right there. I mean, that's exactly the epitome of high level.
We're 4-on-4 right now in terms of the score line. And I think that they were able to do a good job at making sure that they got that bomb plant down early. But playing retake seemed to be an entirely different game. I think there was so much pressure being applied by Dahlia that it was hard for multiple of them to peak, mostly because one of them was already low. Kestrel was already pretty low on the side of Brave Penguin, so they couldn't really re-peak that. And so with that being the case, technically it was like a 1v1. One of them was running around the factory like towards mid, and I don't think they got the chance to cross back over. But that being the case means that obviously somebody's going to sit on bomb and stick it because they have to worry about the Dahlia, your HP pool, and it's just overall not going to be a good time.
Great shots being put down. Sin mode going to get the grenade off on the Hizzy. They're making the pushes coming in, but the flank from the glitch. Bot goes down. I like that Bot is on the glitch. That's perfect.
Yeah.
There we go. Back and forth we go. A very even matchup here in the grand finals. Wouldn't have it any other way. 14 eliminations out of swap outs. Continuing his reign of terror today. 12 downs, 3 assists, and a revive. I mean, the man's just all over the board doing extraordinary things. Sin mode with 8 assists. On the other side, just great numbers all around, and they're all playing lights out. Loving it. Good Rogue Company tonight.
Brave Penguin so far, heading out and starting off the same way as they did last round. Wonder what the differentiator is going to be here. This time it seems like Glitch actually has the bomb while he's heading towards mid. He has it up, looking at his little cell phone, trying to see if he can find anything. And I think we know that he's there, but they're waiting for, they're waiting for other people to be there first. Glitch does make it out just in time, but he comes out over the wall. That is such an aggressive angle to play when you have the bomb, and he loses the fight. That's such an aggressive angle to play when you have the bomb, man. And nobody else is there to help you out.
I mean, we've been saying that all day. We've been saying that these bomb plays are something we just haven't really witnessed from the top-level teams, and there's a reason for that. You protect the objective at all costs. You throw that thing away if you're ready to make a big play. You know, you just put it on the ground. You let your teammate have it. You throw it behind you. You make sure that you have yourself a route to get out. You don't want to put it into a position where the enemy team has all of the advantage, and it just seems to be the case over and over again. And now, once we're in the grand finals, we're finally seeing that kind of mistake really end up biting them.
Yeah, they try and push out right now as well. Things seem to be a little bit scary right now. It is 2v4. As they get pushed out, the Ensign presses the advantage so far. Now they want to try and swing with the rest of them. It's just going to be too many people. The numbers advantage is that is a clear-cut definition of what the numbers advantage is right there. Too many people to swing and too many angles to watch all at once. You all get swung together. There's 2 of you, but you get swung by 3. You can't keep an eye or tap on everyone, and that allows Sweet Moose to tie up the game.
And we're just trading round for round at this point.
Yeah.
This is premium competition indeed. We're saying, you know, we're harping on their mistakes, but maybe these guys haven't been to this point in a you know, a pretty big tournament. I mean, this is for $400. This is for big points. This is to qualify for a $10,000 tournament at the end of the month. So there's a lot of pressure here, and you got to consider that for some of these players is like, hey, this position is not easy. So thinking about those types of things is big when you see these kinds of mistakes happening, but it's all good because this is what esports is about. Billiam's going to be running in, trying to make a play, trying to bank this one off. Not going to have enough intel there. Nobody around that corner. Who's that? Looking to wrap around. He's ready. He grabs it, and he's going to just jump back and get back together with his group. Excellent shots. That's going to be a trade from both. The Elim comes in, and it's going to be a 3-on-2 temporarily. Glitch gets back up, though, so 3-on-3 once more.
Trading blow for blow right now. Just great opening kills on either side. Now, like we mentioned before, we are at a 3v3, a standstill. It seems like the bomb is more so towards Sweet Moose right now, as they have to try and play retake. That's why Soka's coming around towards mid. Dallas is really just drawing his attention away right now, trying to play aggressive, ring around the Rosie, and he's burning time. He's not even really trying to stop him from getting this bomb. He's just burning time right now, and Dallas wasn't ready for the trade. They're going to be able to not only down and get the bomb once again, but they even find another kill after that. Glitch is the last one that's there. They're just going to run away. Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Drones. One of them holds, and the other one runs.
Hizzy, I like it. I like your style, brother. And when you got that position and you want to guarantee the dub, you don't want to leave anything to chance. So there you go. They are only 2 rounds away from winning this first game and making a statement. 13 downs from swap outs. He is really just putting the whole amount of slaying on his shoulders over there with 100,000 cash. Doing some big things. But meanwhile, we've got Bot and Who's Dat with 10 apiece on their side, and the eliminations just being evened up across the roster. So they have just been coming together greatly. But hey, both teams are so close, so evenly matched right now. It's still any team's match. This is incredible. Roco. Bull going to try to land one. Not going to be able to do so. He's going to try to cook one. Nope. Going to just back out. Everybody's a-rolling. We're tumbling. Bull. Stay on with
Right
Who's
now.
Dat. Checking out his lines of sight and just watching to see if he can grab any intel whatsoever. The old-fashioned way. No abilities.
Seems like he's going to back off for now. They're playing extremely slow, and I think Dallas is actually... You might actually see the rest of the team rotate because of this, because I think Dallas is going to site early. Yeah, okay. They're going to site early to try and set up so that way they can overtake site easier and have a pretty much a free bomb site to plant on. Glitch gets a great flash, I think on both of them actually, and it makes it that much harder for him to try and make it in, but he was already wary of the idea and is able to stop them. Now they've swapped spawns, and Sweet Moves still have the advantage, I believe, so they can really utilize that smoke to try and get the bomb plant. Are they rotating back? They are.
Seems to
Okay,
be the
yeah,
case.
okay. Yeah.
They've got
Yeah,
time.
they are rotating back. Yeah. Brave Penguin are going back. See if they can fight on this other objective here. Yeah, and they actually get the bomb plant down. Downs was going over there to scout to try and see if he can, once again, like plant his foot down to see if he can try and defend against them. But they just understood that and rotated, and now here they are, tying things up at 6-6.
Battle of the wits. You know, who is going to be able to outthink the other? Because when it comes down to shots, I mean, they're pretty much on the same playing field. We see swap outs really be the guy that sticks out, though. He was able to take on 2 players by himself right there. You know, doing some big work. But, you know, it's a team game at the end of the day. And being able to win out those tactical you know, just calling the audibles, seeing where you can grab the intel, knowing what the other team's doing, trying to outwork them, and that's exactly what they were able to do. Love seeing it. Swap Outs once again holding down his lane. Moving in, finds Hizzy and Bull. Both of them weak. He's able to pull one. He's able to get that good pick onto Bull. And now they need to move in fast. Bull's still down, just sitting there. Excellent. This is exactly what they needed. On the edge of the smoke.
Nice.
Swap Outs once again being such a huge impact for his team. But he's not going to check that valuable corner bot. Going to disrupt this push big time, but he's the only one remaining. 2v1. This is going to be huge. No hit markers. Billiams still full. Sin mode. It's going to be there to help Billiams out. He was ready, man. He was ready for that. Yeah, that was a bait all day. I mean, you had to know it. Like, if you're in a 2v1, you can't hyper-focus. You can't tunnel vision on one of them. You got to make sure that you're juggling both. But, yeah, it's a really tough situation to be in. Really hard to come out on top and clutch that kind of situation. But still, he just wrapped around that corner thinking he could get that easy cleanup. But you got to make a play regardless, and the time was ticking. And here we go. One more round for Brave Penguin, and they'll be taking game number 1 and be one game closer to the grand prize of $400 and 10 points to help them qualify. Well, I mean, they're going to immediately qualify as the winners for the 10K.
Cooking up the nade. They've started it off pretty much the same every round. It's just varied based off of... Yeah, okay, so this makes sense. Glitch is just walking around with his ability up because he's just trying to see who's where, right? If he's not picking anybody up close, then that means that, okay, they're playing more on their side, but what does this mean? And like I was saying before, both glitches are looking to do the exact same thing. They're looking to find an opportunity to gain that intel. If they don't gain the intel, okay, cool. Now we have context to know where everybody else is. He tried to plant the bomb, and he didn't actually wait to see if that ensign did anything. He literally threw the ensign and then went out to go plant the bomb, and it didn't work out. Oh my goodness, that's so sad. He threw the ensign and then didn't expect it to actually... I don't think he expected it to hit anybody because he literally threw it and then started planting and then died because of that.
And they said, not in our house. You're not going to do that here. There's not going to be any free plants. Took him out. Easy peasy. 2 down. Brave Penguin are in a tough spot. 20 seconds remaining. Bombs really just in the worst place it could be in. And there we go. Last player up. Takes him down, and we are tied.
Looking good, looking good. Very first game here of finals into the final point of this matchup right now. The very first game is coming to a close here. Once again, we saw this happen before. Brave Penguin, they were down but not out, and now here we are with the point lead being towards Sweet Moose. Brave Penguin are the ones that have currently tied things up 7-7. Let's see if they can close this out, or if Sweet Moose finally can get the last point they need.
This is where the boys become men. It's in moments like this. Comes down to the wire, and who's going to be clutcher? Who's got the ice? Swap Out still playing this lane. He's going to go right into Bull and Hizzy as before. They're playing it much more conservatively this time around. They're not falling for anything. Swap Out's trying to get the rollout and bait. The common tactic used in Roco. Swap Out's going to be checking flanks as well. They're all playing extremely safe. Hizzy's still on plant. Bull right behind him. And here's the push coming in. The intel is grabbed. Bull. Oh my God. Swap Out's able to land the shots and get out of dodge. Doubles back. Gonna try to help out his team. Players are going down. There's only one left for Sweet Moose. That's gonna be Glitch. Good old bot. He's been playing outstanding all day, but I think 4v1 is a tall order.
Yeah. Seems like right now that Brave Penguin have plenty of control of the objective. Oh yeah, he has that ability open, but he knows everybody's there. He absolutely knows that. Toss out the Semtex. Not going to quite find what he needs to. They're all just going to push together, and that is going to be the definitive answer to game one. That is in Brave Penguin's back pocket, man. That's so unfortunate. I'm thinking about what led to that being a tie, and it's literally the fact that Chalk pushed that. That's so sad. Like he pushes out, throws out the ensign, and it doesn't do anything about that, right? Because I think that it was autopilot. He tosses out the ensign and then still commits to the plant when I don't think that he was expecting anybody to be there, right? Because you can do something like absentmindedly, you can go around the corner. He's like, okay, I threw out the ensign. Nobody's going to walk through that, or I'm not going to expect anybody to be there. And then he threw it out, and then the markers were popping up, but he was still committed to playing the bomb. And he's like, oh, I'm already getting shot. And then he gets down, and the bomb's on their side, and it just evens up the score. And then from that point on, I mean, Brave Penguins take it. This is, once again, they are down, but never out.
Let's jump into the replays from game number one here in the grand finals. Just an incredible matchup. Definitely the closest game we've seen. And it was just a slobber knocker. That's all we can really say. It was punch for punch, back and forth, all the way till the end. Like you were saying, going back to that one play, that he actually rushed it, but he revealed the enemy that was shooting him.
Yeah.
But he didn't wait long enough.
Right.
So that was a major issue. Why do you think that was? Do you think that was just nerves?
I literally think that is if that is truly what happened, then it was autopilot. Because I think that he threw that out expecting nobody to be there. But if he did find somebody, he definitely wasn't expecting them to run through the fire. That's what it was. He wasn't expecting somebody to be that close. That's why that happened in the way that it did. Because that, like I said before, that tells me two things. Either A, I'm going to reiterate this. Like A, he threw that ensign out because it was autopilot and he wasn't expecting anyone to be there. Or B, he threw that ensign out and if there was somebody there, he wasn't expecting them to run through the fire or wasn't expecting them to be close. And it turns out that it was the latter. Somebody was there and he was close. And that's exactly what happened. That's why he tried to roll out of the way, because he didn't think that anybody was going to push through that fire if somebody was there, right? And which is true. If you throw it far enough, nobody's going to push in through the fire and take that much damage, only to come out and swing and I still have HP. But like Glitch had like at least still like half HP left or something like that because he was playing closer to the corner. He was expecting somebody to be there. Chalk wasn't expecting him to be that close, which is why that happened. So that's just what I would assume, right? Like that's just about how much that I would expect for that to be the case, you know.
Incredible first game of this finals, and we are going into a Palace. What can we expect here? So far, from what we've seen, Runway was taken off the board, and I could maybe expect, let's see, we'll get a Scorch and a Vi. What do you think?
Oh, you mean in terms of the bans? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's probably the most likely suspect. It might be Scorch Lancer, but let's see
it. Let's jump in and find out where their heads are at, and that's exactly what we've expected. So you guys playing by the book, huh?
Yeah, Scorch Vi, just a return to normalcy here. Something that we've seen consistently, like almost every time when you're looking at a respawn game mode, you're always going to see these two banned, right? The only reason why I was saying Scorch Lancer is because Palace really gives Lancer a lot of leeway. And the times that we have seen Lancer today, she's created space and has been so effective that I would genuinely be concerned if she wasn't banned a lot of the time, right? And that's what I think is what's happening right here is we're seeing, once again, a return to normalcy. They're going to leave the Lancer open because both of these teams want to be able to lock in Lancer. As for Runway and such, I don't imagine that they end up picking Runway. Like, once again, this is like just my personal opinion. I don't think that Runway's a good enough character to be picked on Respawn because it sort of relies on her being able to use that utility her ability is great at clearing bomb sites. Like, that's just how it is, right? King of the Hill is not as effective because we're talking about a situation where all of that util might be good for one site, maybe. And then if you die and you come back, I don't think you keep the runway bonus. So that makes it even less likely that you'll see runway on this map, because it's not going to follow up as efficiently as you would expect it to, right? So while runway is a character that people love to consistently go back to and ban, I don't think this is a character that we'll really ever see picked on Respawn. If we do, then it's really just like a team and person perspective, right? They still feel like she's strong enough to be able to be utilized here. But I definitely could imagine seeing a Lancer here. If I don't see a Lancer here, I'd be shocked, because I think Palace does such a good job at utilizing her ability the best.
I'm a big fan of the early rotation on King of the Hill with Lancer. Being able to get in there undetected is just so huge. Being able to hide. We saw it with the Lancer versus Lancer earlier on Canals, I believe. But yes. It was really a big one for me, because they had to sniff her out, right? It's like they always had to be aware that there was going to be a Lancer on that early rotation, and be aware that she could be around any corner. So we're going to go right into this game. They're ready to lock it in. Game number 2 of our grand finals, Palace. We're going to see if they're going to get those Lancers in. I could definitely see another mirror match, a double up on some Lancer for sure. I agree with you on that one. But guys, this could be our final game of the tournament. Make sure you guys are letting your friends know, if they're Roco fans, don't miss out on this esports event. We've got the Cup number 3 coming up next week, and then after that is going to be the 10K at the end of the month of October. Is a big deal. We've already got Justice already locked in from Cup number 1. And right now it is Sweet Moose versus Brave Penguin trying to find their way in. And we've got Kestrel, Dallas, Lancer. Pretty consistent across the board. That's what we expected, but I don't know what's up with the Daima.
Yeah, I think that Dima is, once again, this is like a Brave Penguin like character they love to pick on Respawn. At first, I wasn't really feeling it, because I wasn't really sure about how the Merv launcher, how effective it would be. But I think that it's great to clear out multiple different angles, and Brave Penguin have definitely proven me wrong on that, right? And I do love to see it, right? I think it's important that not only do we see a lot more versatility, a lot more uniqueness, but I think it's just as important to see how well these teams actually do in terms of figuring out what they feel the most comfortable utilizing. I will tell you what I don't still understand is this Phantom. I don't get it. I mean, like, they've won with it, and I feel like this has been too much of a running joke, but I still don't get it. I just assume he likes Phantom. That's just it. At the end of the day, he likes Phantom. The outfit is cute. I completely understand that. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely like that outfit. I'm a fan. And hey, if you can hit your shots like this, then by all means, you're going to be creating some distance. That was a given headshot right there, but he's going to narrowly miss. Oh, he does get the body shot and almost gets taken down with 1 HP. Oh my God. He just narrowly missed out on death right there. So that's what he creates, is that sight line right through the objective, and creates that pressure from long range and is able to stay alive. So if he's able to be comfortable and play that character the way he does, by all means. And we're getting this rotation coming in. The last bit of this time is going to be won out by a 1v1. That's going to be Billiams and swap outs getting the kills, and that's going to set them up for some good control on this next hill.
It seems to be the case for right now, but they got the kills earlier. People have already respawned. They've already flooded, I think, the next side. They are able to at least contest things a little bit easier. But the dance in and off of sight right now between these two teams, I think, is probably the most important, because they're trying to see if they can get any pick that might lead to bigger plays down the line, right? They are getting good hits, though. They find another good tack. I think Sweet Moose are playing this map actually extremely well. I think they are having so many angles set up to where every single situation where Brave Penguin tries to push in, they get crossfired. I think that's crazy, because that feels so Like that is preparation. That feels so in control, and that definitely is how Sweet Moose looks right now.
Premeditated. These guys are locked in, they're practiced, and they know what they're doing. Billiams going to land a nice one. Oh, all across the board. Players are going down. Who's Dat does get a pick of his own on the Sokka. He's going to try to put some shots in, but he knows two are right in front of him. That's going to be Sin Mode and Billiams. Doesn't want to take that fight. Hizzy is behind him, though. Oh, we've got Hizzy with the drones. Taking out Billiams. Good job getting a good read there. Bot going to get the pick up onto Swap. Soka's going to be playing the high ground. Going to keep Bull at bay. But Bull's just really taking it easy. Not feeling too pressured at the moment. He's got some good help. Soka does get a good pick onto Who's Dat. Nice angle from Bull. Going to get that call out. Knows that there's going to be some damage put down, but can't push it. So just going to let them come into the hill and try to contest. And there we go. Finally, the flank comes in. But that was some very good time.
It was, yeah. It's a great time on the objective, but I think the remaining time it is that Brave Penguin gets here will also be just as effective. I think it is a good sign when you see that the score lines are pretty close. It doesn't feel close, but it could really change in the blink of an eye here in terms of how the rest of this fight goes. They already seem to be in control over the next side, it seems, on the side of on the side of Sweet Moose, but Brave Penguin, I think, are trying to catch up to Sweet Moose's playstyle way too quickly. And I think that's getting them killed every time because some people are still left on site trying to get the last few seconds of that bank time. But you have a couple people that are pushing up, and sometimes it's the rest of the team, right? Like you have one person that's there, and then you have three others that try and meet and match what the other team is doing. I think that they're playing too quickly, and I think that they just need to like accept the fact at some points that if somebody's already on the other side, like, and they're on your team trying to get like the last few seconds of the bank time, just play passively until then. Because what's happening that's allowing this lead to get wider and wider is they keep pushing around corners, dying, and the rest of the team isn't there. So now they're down. When it is like a 4v3, it's a 2v4 right now, right? Because they don't have the other person that needs to be there because they're getting the last few seconds of the timer. And they're losing these fights before the points even up. So that's what I think is really harming them right now. They're trying to play at their pace. They need to play at their own pace.
Good picks, good fights being won right now. Only seconds away from taking this first round. And there we have it. Sweet Moose getting back into the swing of things, looking to tie this series up. They only need one more round to do so. And they're looking very, very good. They've got the fundamentals of Roco down. They didn't freak out. They weren't getting desperate. They weren't throwing their lives away when they lost control, right? They knew how to take control back, and they did the necessary things. Are these players that we normally see at the end of tournaments? Not exactly, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from them and how they're competing, how they're being able to show up because they're performing like vets at the moment. Putting on a good show for everybody here. This has been an exciting day of Roco. Seeing some immediate action right out of the gate. Good nades being put down. Bull trying to get some for himself. No picks just yet, but a lot of damage. That's going to be Billiams put down to a lot of pain. Bull's going to be able to finish that one off. Sin Mode, able to pick one up for himself. Bull does some damage, but doesn't stay alive. And now we're going to see a little bit more objective play now that they have the numbers. And Sin Mode going to wrap around and try to get the cutoff.
Yeah, it actually does work out pretty well for them there. I actually like the utilization of that smoke as well because not only does it allow them to clear off the remainder of anyone that might be playing on the other side of that crate by that sight line, or might be playing like a little bit in the cubby area, a little bit behind that crate. I think that it allows them to play a lot more effectively. They use that smoke actually to push onto site a lot easier, not really caring about if they get sprayed down or not. He does win the 1v1, and he has the talent that gives him that elimination held back. Once he wins, he's not going to actually be able to be taken down here. He does finally. He wins a 1v2, all because of that talent. I always forget the name of that talent. I believe it's called, no, it's definitely not called Lifeline. You get health back when you get an elimination. And I think that literally gave him so much leeway to win that 1v2.
That was a fantastic outplay. We're seeing it once again in the box. Shout out to Replays. Both Observer and Replay been on top of it today. Just beautiful production. And here we go. Sulka trying to make a play. He's going to get into a 1v1. Good shots. Not going to be able to follow through, though. Doesn't finish up the kill. And it's still a pretty close game. Less than 3 minutes on the clock. Got 18 seconds in this hill. Swap outs. Going to get ready for the rotation. Coming in. It's going to get the jump onto Hizzy. Hizzy goes down. Swap outs still on the flank, trying to get up behind these players. And the point is going to rotate, and it is taken over by Sinmode. Sinmode going to try to stay alive here. Bull right in front of him gets smacked.
Oh,
meets that nade. Soka right there to finish off Hizzy, so 2 down momentarily for Sweet Moose. And the time is a ticking for Penguin. So Penguin looking to gather up a lot of time here. They're doing a great job of team firing, staying alive, not taking too much damage for themselves. Billiams with the first big pickup. Who's that, though? He runs in, but he's going to get the trade. And that is 3 dead once again for Sweet Moose. And that's finished off. 3 dead again. Oh, but the spawn, Izzy comes out and immediately is able to pick off a player, Soka. So that is a little bit of luck there, be able to do that. He was still regaining his health. Who's that? Be able to pick the kill on Sin Mode, moving in, trying to take over the control here. Brave Penguin in the lead.
Still moving in 10 seconds.
I was just about to mention when they first made it to that hill, I'm like, if they hold on to this hill for the entire time, they will have the lead. But here's the thing. They can't push in too early. I don't want to. Oh, my goodness. How did he see that? I didn't even see. This is why I wear glasses, because there's no way I would have ever saw that. Especially
I wear glasses.
I didn't even know that he was there.
Couldn't see it.
The only reason, yeah, exactly. Like the only reason why I even knew that he was there was because of the spectator. There's no way I would have ever saw that. That's crazy.
Our spectators wear glasses too. I mean, maybe they got they're like 2 inches away from their monitor or something. I don't know. But here we go. Who's that? Gonna pick up 2. Soka. He's going to just be playing it slow a little bit, waiting with Sin Mode here. And time is a ticking. Got to make a play. Here we go. Nade is down, and the push. Shots are laid down. Nade comes in. Hizzy goes down. Billiams with some big kills. Billiams!
Oh,
Billiams!
That's it, I think.
I'm never talking smack about Billiams. Ever.
If they kill Who's That around this corner, I think... Oh, no. No, the commentator's curse. I didn't do this, did I?
I think I did.
Okay, okay. Round 1. They just have to kill the people remaining on site. Okay, cool. All right. Whew.
See, because you said commentator's curse, you cursed the curse.
Oh, shoot. I guess you're right, yeah.
See what you just did? That's exactly what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's
22 downs out of Soka. Gotta say, that's big. 29 limbs. Yeah, Billiams coming up big when he needed to the most, winning out some really big downs, was able to get some really good damage put in, just making a massive difference in the end. But then the ability to come back from that, Sweet Moose, got to give them credit. But then Penguin comes right back and clutches it again as a team. So this is just as exciting as Roco can get.
Right now.
Excellent shots across the map here. Soka going to get set up. Going to watch the flank.
they always get those first few points on the side of Sweet Moose. It just depends on how Penguins adapts right here. I love Soka being a little bit more aggressive, getting a lot of those kills. And they have a cross. That's why. I was trying to figure out, I'm like, why did he move so far out? Because they had a crossfire set up. Soka was where Phantom is standing right now on the spectator, a little bit further forward. And we had somebody watching from sight to make sure that anybody that swung Soka was getting crossfired and they got that kill. That gave them so much percentage on the objective. They die a lot here, so I'm not sure if they'll have any control over the next site. It doesn't look like they do, but that definitely set them up extremely well to have a significant lead.
But winning these fights is going to set Sweet Moose up and get them major control for this hill. Who's that going to open it up on a swap outs? But oh my gosh, Soka comes in. Billiams is going to get the kills. Hizzy does get the kill onto Billiams. They're making their way in. Oh, the dub!
Nice.
The two-piece from Soka. Never mind, he got another kill as well. Soka just playing it outstanding, right? This is his house, literally. He lives there.
If they were, are they going to give up the? They are actually. I think they're giving up the rest of. Yeah, okay. Because I was going to say that, like, I feel like they should try and push back on just to try and overtake this site just because. But to be fair, they have the numbers already on the next site. They have to already move away from that. If they can get the kill and then get a little bit of extra bank time, I think that's cool. But they're probably not going to do that because it's just too important to control over that next site. So that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to concede the rest of that, like 32, 33 seconds, or maybe 30 seconds remaining on that previous hill and just have control over the next one.
Good shots being put down. Swap outs. Getting taken out. Hizzy going to be making a wrap play. Very close, 77-42. Got a minute still left in this hill with 2 minutes remaining. This could not be any closer. This determines the end of this tournament. Brave Penguin could take it right here. They could close it out. Excellent headshots being landed by Soka. 40 seconds left in this one. Great team fire. Look at that, the bait and switch. Bull putting some damage in, waiting for his teammate to put some in. Oh my god, the shots from Bull. Beautiful. Swap outs though with the drones. Gonna take him down. And here we go, trying to close this one out. 20 seconds left in this hill, and the rotations are gonna come in. Billiams gonna get the jump off, does get a nade down, not gonna do any damage. Who's that still in the fight? He does go down though.
Oh my gosh.
Nice little trade needs to happen. And here we go, the fight for a very important hill. Bot's going to get a good pick, and Soka's set up. Soka has been so effective so far in this game. Let's see if he can come to life right now. He needs to big time. He's going to take down Bull. Hizzy and Bot, though, they're going to get some picks for themselves. 4 players up for Sweet Moose. They're making the play to get in. Oh, this is going to be so close.
It is. I think that they need to play a little bit more patiently. They have the numbers on the objective right now. They don't need to push. If Swap Out goes over here right now and he dies, he's no, don't do this. Don't do this. Oh my goodness. I think they actually just lost this round by doing that. I think they did because oh no, why did he get so staggered out from everybody else? Oh my goodness. That's what I'm saying. I think that he just not even I think.
There's
I
still
know
a chance.
he should have just held right there.
Fun, there's still a chance.
Not going to be much, I would imagine. They already get Billiams right. Their Soka goes down too. That's the thing, is that they got the kill on Swap Out right there. That staggered themselves out. It's not the fact they got the kill on Swap Out. It's the fact on when they got the kill on Swap Out. Because they got the kill on Swap Out so late,
Oh my God.
made it that much harder to retake that site. That's why I was saying that if he died right there, like I was like, yeah, no, like there's no way they actually end up winning this one.
Sweet Moose, they were able to come out and just clutch it when they needed to the most. That is unbelievable out of them. Yeah. Wow. So we're tied up. We're going to game number 3, Fawn. Let's get some of these
Here we are,
replays. I want to get on the road. I want to see this game 3 because this is an exciting matchup. I mean, these teams both have so much heart. They're putting in their all.
Yeah, it was so good at first because of how they were starting to play on the side of Brave Penguins. They were doing well with not only making sure that they kept pressure over the objective, but there was a couple times that I actually think was a really, really good microplay from Lancer. Lancer died, but I think this was so important. When they were fighting by double doors, when the objective was there, when they had to control that hill by double doors, what they ended up doing was they stood on... Lancer stood in the corner outside of the doors.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody was there except for her. She stood out on the corner outside of the doors just to stall so they didn't get the extra points. They weren't too worried about them taking the lead because of how much of a substantial lead they had. It was just the fact of Lancer being there to stall out for a little bit of those extra... See, how do you see that? I was in the middle of talking and making a point, and I see this again. How do you see that? I don't know how... I didn't even see his head.
They're superhuman, I tell you what. It's they're young, they're youthful. Like we're old men, Fawn. Like just accept it.
I guess so. Oh no. I didn't want to hear that. That's the last thing I needed to hear today.
Just accept it.
I'm turning old. I didn't.
Happens to the best of us.
You're right. It's becoming that time. 77-38. This was okay. So this is what I was talking about when they actually were playing by those double doors, right? You saw the objective there. Lancer, when she pushed up, she hid in that corner just to stall them from getting any more points. She didn't actually do anything. She tried to see if she can get the kill. She didn't end up getting the kill, and nobody was there to trade her. But it wasn't a matter of her being there to trade anybody. If she got the kill, great. That's more than anything that anybody could ask for. What she's already doing by staying on the objective and stalling out, it makes it that much easier. Like, it makes it that much more simple for her to be able to not only stall out the objective, but we're also talking about a situation where they can't get any more cap time than they already have. And I think that was just so well played.
We're all tied up. Game number 1, Canals. It couldn't have been any closer. It was a crazy game. And here are the bans for game number 3. We've got another demo that's going to end it all. Runway and Ronin. That's pretty obvious. That's pretty much what we expect from these two teams. They both know what they're doing. It's not going to be any wild cards for them. They have a good setup here. What can we expect in this game number 3?
Well, we have Runway, we have Ronin already banned. That makes a lot more sense. We went from Demolition to King of the Hill. Now we're back to Demolition. Seeing Runway in that ban column makes a lot of sense to me personally. I can just see that being a good thing to get rid of, right? Like, we talked about this a lot. It is the consistency of it being a Molly meta. It feels like that's the case, and that mainly comes from the inclusion of Runway. Characters like Scorch that do great at using their incendiary grenades. Incendiary grenades are strong, bounce nades, frag nades, and she always refills on those nades, no matter what, right? She refills on any utility it is that you have, gives you more to deal with, and it's twice as annoying as it was when you only had one of them. Now you got to deal with 2 of them. It becomes that much more of a problem. So Runaway makes a lot of sense. Ronin makes a lot of sense. Once again, it is mostly to stop that Dallas, right? Like, if we pick up Ronin and they have a Dallas on the other side, once again not being able to be revealed, she doesn't show up on the map. Like, that's pretty huge. That's mostly why I've been seeing Ronin get banned a lot more frequently, and something that I can completely understand on the side of Brave Penguin. Honestly, I think that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Like, both of these bans just are like, they're standard. Like, they're what you would expect to see.
Well, we've noticed a pretty consistent comp from both teams so far in this grand finals. Are we going to pretty much expect it for this one too?
I would imagine so. This map, I'm trying to think. I don't think that we'll see a Lancer on Breach. Breach doesn't really feel like that map where we'll actually see her. So maybe we won't see some normalcy here. I might think Chalk. Chalk might actually be good.
All right. Well, we're jumping in. This is it. Last game of the day. It has been one heck of a day. And let's see what they're going to decide on both teams. Sweet Moose taking on Penguin. Both teams have been incredible. They've been on fire, and this is what it's all about. $400 on the line for the winning team, and 10 points to qualify for the $10,000 main event at the end of October. Here we go. They're locked in. Kestrel, Dahlia, and Glitch. Okay, so yeah, pretty much what to expect. But then we've got the Scorch from Who's Dad. What does that mean?
Well, it's actually interesting seeing the Scorch. I had mentioned it before, but not only is her capability to be able to duel. Okay, so the draft on the left with Scorch being there means that they want to outpace the enemy team. Like, they have Kestrel, Glitch, Dahlia, Dallas is, I believe, what I saw on the right-hand side from Brave Penguin. Then we have Glitch, Kestrel, Dahlia, Scorch on the other side. We have a Dahlia and a Scorch, meaning that they're both immune to the incendiary effect if Dahlia links to her, which I imagine that she might not need to. She might not need to link the Scorch. I still feel like that's probably going to be a more likely thing because of the fact that passive is just good enough to have anyway. But they're trying to outpace them when they she does link to Scorch anyway. That makes sense. I completely understand that. But seeing the Scorch here, they're definitely trying to outpace them. Like, having that one-on-one dueling presence makes that so strong, and that's something that Scorch brings to the table in droves. It's part of the reason why she's banned so often in King of the Hill, is because of how frequently she's able to duel people like that. And with the inclusion of weapon mastery, she has better access to SMGs and assault rifles. With that passive, you're gonna get shredded.
Swap outs. Protecting his lane. He's got two in front of him, two below as well. So all four are going to be in here. He's almost immediately melted by one player. He's going to be able to dodge the drone. Good job by Swap Outs to stay alive. Now going to push in after regaining health. He's with his team. They are grouped up and ready to take this fight. Who's That's going to be the first one down.
Wow.
Getting picked. I mean, he thought that his team was up there. Guaranteed. There's no way that he wouldn't have maybe backed down or like hugged the wall if he didn't think his team was there. Oh my god, the dinks!
Oh my goodness.
Dinks all day on the bull, but he's not going to be able to roll and get the shot off. Oh no, very unfortunate. 3 down for Sweet Moose, though. It's going to be a 3-on-1. Oh, but Bot does take down Billiams. Oh! Does take down the other. So Bot got the shot, but is going to lose the round. Penguin taking the first.
You're with me.
Yeah, they managed to take care of that one. I definitely think that I'm just trying to think. Like, I loved how Kestrel played that there, mainly getting the intel, not really pushing up so far. Swap Out was obviously just waiting to see like who went where, if anyone tried to push through his line of sight, backing up preemptively, because I believe that he knew the Kestrel drones were going to come there as well. Like, he just wanted to make sure that he cleared that as long as possible. Either that, or he has the reaction time of a god. Like, I can't say anything other than that. It did look like he rolled out of the way preemptively, just to try and avoid any sort of utility. He's gaining information and getting early shots just to make it easier. I don't know if they do have 2 people watching by A now. They will get the bomb plant, and once again, they're playing passive because they feel confident enough in their retake.
Swap Outs once again playing this lane. Not going to be as aggressive as last round. The bomb is down, so just waiting this one out to make a good push. They got to be quick, though. Still a 4-on-4. The nades are down. That's going to be a big pickup onto Bull. Here come the drones. Good shots are put down as well. This could be a good opportunity to make a play. Got some good revives coming in, though. That's going to be tough to deal with. And Bot going to land a vital kill. And it's just too much. They're not going to be able to hang, and that's it. Bot, once again, being able to get the slays, but this time, the objective as well.
I actually like where Scorch was playing there. She actually played on the, like, right below the window instead, right? She's using that 3-peak to try and see above her, to see who's trying to push up or might be playing a more aggressive angle. Kestrel rolls in with Dallas that time instead of going alone because they were expecting somebody to be there. However, the only unfortunate part about that was once again, Scorch was there to be able to divulge a little bit of attention and things like that. I don't think that them peaking that is the best idea. And the only reason why I say that is because like they're definitely playing with fire by consistently peaking that angle like over and over again. When they were involved with fighting the Scorch, Kestrel was like staring down and looking at Scorch, and they were trying to figure out, like, not trying to figure out, but they were like trying to like take early shots to see if they could force anything. And they didn't force any. Oh, he stuck that?
Oh, he stuck that. This man's on fire. Soka trying to make a play, but he's going to get caught out. Hizzy taking him down. Bomb still going to be laying there. Swap outs. He's able to pick up 2 with a nade. And the last one up is going to be bot once again, but no dice this time around. It's going to be 2-1 lead for Penguin. And what a play. They came out hot in that one.
I was trying to figure out, like, not necessarily the Simtex stick, because he didn't actually stick the Simtex. I was wondering why he stuck the bomb. Like, the hack came through, right? Which means that there's somebody that's watching there. Not necessarily, it doesn't always mean somebody's watching close, but it means that they're in the vicinity. He tries to stick the bomb and then ends up dying, which just nets the momentum towards the other team, which just allows them to overtake site after that point, because now they have the bomb to really work on and worry about. I was shocked that Scorch tried to stick that bomb play like that. They're still going, hey, what about B-side? B-side being lonely. What's happening here?
Super lonely. It's down bad. I mean, somebody help him out. But no, they just really, really have a thing for this site. A is where it's, where it's at. You just got to be here. That's where the party be. And swap outs, you got to give credit. Has been playing the same lane and been playing it so well. Laying down some good shots onto Hizzy. Going to be able to take him out. But there's 2 strong, Bull and Bot. Going to be up there. No hit markers with the drones. That's going to just let him keep peeking, watching for them to make a move. Bomb hasn't gone down just yet. Still a 3-on-3. 45 seconds remaining. They're about to make a play. Swap outs. Getting some comms from his teammates. Bull trying to make a play. Still the only one in the vicinity getting the wraparound rotation. So finally, Lonely B is finally getting some action.
Right now, it seems like this is a bit of an issue. They're trying to see if they can rotate around to B. And it seems like it's a little bit... They throw out the smoke just to try and cover themselves, but they aren't... Yeah, I was about to say, they aren't watching to where Bot is. They didn't even know that he was there. The Simtex gets tossed out. It makes it that much more of an issue. And that is... Wow. I mean, like, that's like... They're both playing and trading round for round at this point, right? Like, Brave, Penguins, and Sweet Moose. Like, it's tied 2-2 right now. And both times, they've looked absolutely amazing on either round, whether they've been winning or losing.
Yeah, shout out to these guys. They are staying at their peak performance. We've seen them play like this at the beginning of the tournament and all the way until now. So once they hit their stride and they got some momentum going, they have not stopped. They both want this win so bad, playing with full heart at the moment. We're seeing Soka going to sneak his way through, but it looks like B going to be the site this time around. Intel comes in. Billiams going to wrap around, try to bait and switch with his teammate here, but there's going to be 2 there. Make that 3. Great headshots, though. The dinks come in. The bomb's down. Good damage from Billiams, but no cleanups thus far. Sinmode going to get put down. Who's Dat and Bull are there with the team shot. 2 down. It's a 2-on-4 scenario with the bomb down. That's going to be a tough win here for Penguin. But they're going to still give it a shot. Swap outs. Going to get the pick onto Bot. Sinmode with a pick as well. 2-on-2. Here we go. It's still got time. They could still make this happen. Billiams able to get the down onto Who's Dat. But there we go.
Oh, wow.
Sweet Moose win it out.
That's crazy. Wow, man. That's Yeah, I'm and
You're
more
with
so in
me.
specific reference to what I'm talking about as being crazy is really how back and forth this is. Like this is, I like the utilization of the smokes to try and see if you could play retake on the objective and on the site easier. But people have just gotten better at spraying through smokes, right? Like understanding where the bomb is planted, using that icon, and overall, because this is literally something that like I was shocked that like I hadn't really seen people doing before. Was there'd be a lot of times where I would saw the bomb get planted and the smoke would get tossed out, and then nobody would shoot through the smoke, and then I'm like, it's not like a tangible wall. Like, you can still shoot through it. And now I'm seeing a lot more teams do that, right? And I think that obviously just comes with time and experience and understanding the game. But there was genuinely a time where people really weren't shooting through the smoke when the bomb was being planted like out in open sight, and people are getting way more accurate with how they're actually dealing with these playing these post plant scenarios. And I think it's great to be able to not only show that adaptation, but that growth from where I saw the scene starting originally.
And Hizzy trying to make a play. They're going to land a perfect nade there. It's going to take down, swap out to half health, and then the drones. Oh, the drones. Hizzy going to get that one up. Bull's there to get Soka down, so 2. Make that 3 down for Brave Penguins. Last one up. That's going to be a res, so they're going to try to make something happen here. Only 2 left. Oh my gosh, 4 on 1 now. And the bomb down. Immediately gets taken down. And Sweet Moose are starting to look really, really good on this half. But can they close it out on the other side?
You're with me.
You'd have to see. Score being 4-2. Sweet Moose once again. This is the last round before we swap sides. This time, Sweet Moose will be the ones defending after this round is over, and Brave Penguins will be the ones attacking. So we'll have to see how they adapt their drafts, if they even feel the need to. I actually kind of want to watch the Scorch for a little bit. I don't know if that's possible, but like I kind of want to see the Scorch for a second, because I feel like she's been having sort of a quieter game. Like we've been seeing her do well, but I just want to stay on her for like a little bit. She's at the top. She has the most cash. She has the most eliminations, the most downs. But I'm curious if she's being played in the way that you would expect her to be played, right? She has the bomb. Is she taking a lot more of these duels? We saw it before where she was playing a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more in the face, where we saw Kestrel and Dallas push all the way up top to where, like, towards their spawn more so, and then, you know, Sweet Moose, like, uses their Scorch to jump up and try and see if she can take that trade. But I'm curious to see how often she's actually going to be trying to resort to this, actually. So, just obviously just to keep in mind. Soka gets brought down at least below his half HP. And I was just curious. Actually using the shotgun as well. That's that proud weapon mastery taking effect. Like I said, like you have the weapon mastery, you can put on whatever weapon it is that you've actually ended up mastering. And with that ability, with Scorch's ability, like that's curtains for certain characters. Like they'll die. They'll get deleted instantly.
Curtains for certain. Who's that? Making his way in. He's going to get this fast push
Okay.
with bot. Yeah, he wasn't going to stick that one. He immediately is going for the slays. I like this play. Going to hit the dinks, but he gets flanked, and they all get funneled in and taken down. No problemo out of Penguins. Penguins are able to answer back, and we're going into the half 4-3. This is excellent. Game number 3 of the grand finals is just as close as I had hoped. Dahlia and Kestrel to be expected. We got the glitch also to be expected. Let's see what Sin Mode is going to get out to play with. Is it going to be the Dallas? Yes, it may be. And then we've got the glitch for bot. Got the Dahlia for Bull. And who's going to be the crazy switch up? I know there's going to be one crazy one. Never mind. They might just be sticking to the old faithful.
They're going with glitch this time around on both sides instead of the Scorch.
Mirror match.
This time they're actually like copying each other's drafts. Yeah. I didn't like, even though like they're at the top, like when I was saying that Scorch was having a bit of a quieter game, I was more so insinuating that even though that she's at the top, I haven't really been seeing her do anything that's been like crazy, like wow, like this is what we expect Scorch to see and what Scorch to do. She's mostly just been playing like how you would expect somebody to play when you're talking about the fundamentals of Roco, right? Like she's trading off her teammates, she's taking aggressive fights, she's doing what a duelist would typically do in a game like this, right? And I think that that's fine, but the change to glitch obviously says that like they didn't feel like Scorch was as impactful either, right? Because I didn't really feel like Scorch was doing anything crazier than what another character could do. I just feel like the player was playing well. I didn't feel like Scorch was doing that well, if that makes sense, right?
Well, there you have it. There's the T. Swap out's going to get taken down to 40. Gotta back up just a little bit. Waiting with Sin mode to make the play, make the push. Ooh, I think he just got a little sight that there's two. There you go. They know there's two. Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Almost taking yourself out. That's never good. Swap outs looks like he's ready for a rotation or a flank. He got all the way in the back line. I'm not a fan. I say stay up. Get ready to fight. Swap outs goes in, takes down Bull. There's a lot of slapping. This is slap boxing.
The reason why I'm laughing is because Dallas drops down and ignores who's in front of him to kill the person behind on the bomb. Now, do they win because of that? That's so funny. That's so funny. Dallas literally drops down. For those of you that didn't quite see what happened, Dallas drops down from the second floor, runs around, ignores Dahlia. Dahlia panics and punches him, but doesn't kill him. And he kills the person on the bomb and then goes down after that. And because of that, they weren't able to stop them from they weren't able to stop the bomb from blowing up. He literally just ignored the person right next to him. That's why that was so funny. I can't believe they actually won that way. Because he literally just ran right past, he just full sprinted. Like, I don't know what else that. See, like right there, like that's what I'm talking about, like with the replay and everything.
That was it.
Like it just, my goodness, man. That's not what I expected to happen.
When you get that adrenaline rush, you start to get something we like to call in the biz tunnel vision. And it's something you actually have to practice for. You got to go against it. Yeah, man. Like, come on. That's just standard tunnel vision. Oh, my gosh. Swap outs immediately taking some damage. Got to get the heck out. Going to go for the wraparound. Rotating around. Bot's ready, though. He's got the high ground, but not going to be able to take them all on. But wait a minute. That's the elim onto Dallas, and 4 HP on swap outs. Sweet Moose looking extremely good right now. Oh, the pick, though. Bot wasn't ready.
I mean, I feel like he should have been. Like,
right?
like they knew. Like the thing was that they had somebody watching in mid, so they knew that Kestrel was there. Why didn't they just go around through spawn? I mean, they could just like leave Kestrel there, right? Like, and just have somebody worry about the flank if they're not concerned about it. But she has to rotate over, and she's not going to let her team fight a 4v3. Like, she's going to try and rotate depending on how aggressive it is they actually play around that, right? So I'm not sure. They do get it back up, so it's not too terrible. Here they have to. They're probably going to end up trying to stick the bomb, but they don't know that. They do know that Dallas there. Actually, they try to take the fight there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, to be fair, like they can't defuse the bomb without forcing this fight, and they have to play it to a lot of open angles. Yeah, that was just hard to play. Playing that retake was really difficult because they had to play into the hands of the opponent just to make sure they could actually, like defuse the bomb. That bomb was planted too wide of an open spot, and anybody could look from anywhere to see that bomb. So
you're with me.
They
that's exactly what they had to do.
A guaranteed 2 down. They had an elim in the mid on the rotation. They could have easily gotten the kill on the swap outs. They should have communicated properly. Hey, let's double team this one in mid. He's hiding behind this box. I know, I just saw him. He should have been 3Ping that the entire time. I mean, he got shots down on him. He was only 4 health. That was a guaranteed win for Sweet Moose, in my opinion. That was a huge drop of the ball. They should have had that one. Very unfortunate for Sweet Moose. Should have been a 4-on-2, but ultimately they were able to switch that one around. So, got to give credit, though. Penguins able to hang in there, and now they're up in the game 5-4. They stick it. They stuck it, put it down, and here comes the revive. Oh, man. Unfortunate. But here we go. Some
Well,
slays
okay,
coming in.
okay.
Izzy going to get the pick onto Billiams. We got some res coming in. 3 down for a second from Sweet Moose. Now it's going to be a 3-on-2 temporarily. Glitch and Dahlia. Got the res coming out, and it's 4 strong for the Penguins. And they're going to take it.
Okay, 2 more rounds left, and they could be the winner here of this finals match. I mean, it's not looking too terrible right now, I gotta say. It's not looking too bad, I would say. I'm just more so impressed by how Penguins have literally been down pretty much every single game today, except for like maybe like their semifinals match. They were doing really well and they had like an advantage, like not an advantage, but like a lead on their opponents for a while of the time. But they really like adapted all day. I'm genuinely impressed by how well they've been able to adjust their strategy to literally every single team they've been playing. Like, it's literally been every team. Like I don't like that. That's just those are the markings of a great team. Honestly, I'm truly impressed by them. They should all be happy with their performance. Same thing for Sweet Moose though. Like Moose have been back at it time and time again. They're veterans of the game for sure. And I think that's a great bounce nade actually.
Right,
yeah, that's a really good bounce nade. That actually really
Swap out's putting some good damage down onto Bull, keeping him at bay. That's going to be a good opening, a good opportunity for his teammate to run in there and take him down. They've got some good control right now. They're winning this one big time. They've got the intel. They know where players are going to be coming from. No flanks inbound. There's 3. It's going to be Hizzy going to be backing up. Bull is taken down to low health. Swap out's going to try to take this high ground. He does get some hit markers off. He's not going to take that fight, though. He does have help, so why does he need to? He doesn't really have to. He can back up. So I'm liking that. Good decision. Bot, though, he's going to take down Soka, so that could just change everything. And Bull, he's going to be able to get the pick. This could be huge.
They're trying to go for the diffusal right now, but are they actually... Okay, yeah, they're concerned about the... Oh, you have to swing that. Okay, yeah. Oh, thank goodness, because it's... Oh, no! Glitch wasn't anywhere around there, so they saw... I think what happened was that they thought that he was going to, like, rotate around somewhere into an open angle that they could actually see. But the people that were still on site, the 3 of them that were still close by, were too preoccupied with the other 3 that were trying to stall them. And then the 4th one on Sweet Moose was trying to worry about the defuse. The 4th one on Brave Penguin was Glitch. Glitch was by himself. And when Dahlia tried to rotate out, she thought she had killed everyone, I think. Or at least had thought that she had cleared out sight for the most part. And Glitch rotated back around and ended up getting the kill on Dahlia when she went back to the bomb to try and see if she could handle it. That was actually really well played by that. I don't know if they meant to do that on purpose, but that was still like really, really well played. And that ended them that round. They need one more round, and they're the winners of the finals.
Fawn, that is 2 rounds that I've witnessed that Sweet Moose should have walked away with the dub. This game should be a lot closer than what it is. We're starting to see Penguins walk away with it, and they could close it out right here and now. Do they have what it takes? Does Sweet Moose have what it takes to come back into this one? Because those are 2 heartbreaking rounds. Here we go.
Yeah.
Billiams going to play a very good angle here, just waiting it out. Glitch laughing in his radar. And some good shots being fired, some suppressive shots by Sin Mode. He's going to get some angles. Swap out's just staring at that corner, making sure that player can't get the angle. Checking flanks. Swap out's just going back and forth, rotating between his positioning. This is it. They're going to play as safe as possible. Do not want to give up another round, especially the tournament-winning round. And the fight comes out. Bull's going to get the first pick onto Sin Mode. Swap outs. He's going to try to make a play here. He's looking to see if he's got an opening. Bots comes in onto the point. Swap out's going to be there. There's a player right in front of Swap out. Swap outs is going to take the one-on-one. The stim pack comes in. The roll. That's going to be Hizzy taking down Swap outs. Player gets up. That's going to be the Dallas. It's Glitch in Dallas. 4 players strong on Sweet Moose. They cannot give up this one. There's no possible way.
Okay, yeah. That's definitely like round over for now. We're talking about a 5-7 score line. Very well played, honestly. That 1v1 with Kestrel up top, I think, was definitely the deciding factor, because if Sweet Moose's Kestrel loses that, then by all means they lose that round for sure, because you don't have a situation where they swing around and fight out into the open area, or at least towards the base of Brave Penguin, since the sides are swapped right. You don't have that control over that second floor, and that means that the enemy Kestrel has all the time in the world to look at so many different angles that you now have to be concerned about, since your own teammate lost. So they actually make this work. So here we are, 5-7. Still one more point needed for Brave Penguin to take this.
I like it. I want to see Sweet Moose be able to come back and get themselves back into this one. That would be great, because I know that they are hurting for certain after what they were going through in those 2 rounds. I mean, they knew that they had it. They just let it slip. But that's okay. It's not over. Swap Out's doing a little rotation here, looking at the mid, looking at the crossover, seeing if there's any flanks coming out. Bots on top of it, though. Who's Dat and Bull? No intel for them. There really hasn't been any intel for either side. They're not giving up anything. So that's why we haven't seen any plays just yet, besides the fact that they only need one more round. Here we go. A minute starting, and the rotation to B is in effect, but it looks like the rotation from defense super quick. The only player that's really hanging back is Hizzy, but Bot is ready. And now they're all there. So this is going to be a huge flank coming out of Swap Outs. He's able to get the headshots and the pick. Massive. He's able to get the elim. He's checking out for the rest of the players that are going to try to react to that call out. And just his presence, just him staying alive back here, is really being a good distraction for his team to be able to put that bomb down. Soka going to be able to get the down onto Who's Dat. Bull. He gets the kill on Soka. That's going to be absolutely necessary. There's only one player, and that is going to be, oh my gosh, a fight to the death. That's
there's 5
Hizzy.
seconds left and they haven't planted. Oh my goodness, holy. I'm so glad they planted, because I'm like, they can actually lose this if they're not careful. Now all they have to do is just push, they just have to push Hizzy together. That's it. They push Hizzy from 2 different angles, and they actually could, like, they cemented their win. You get it? That's it. Brave Penguins, they win the finals.
What an amazing display of Roco Esports we witnessed today, Fawn. That was just exceptional. I can't wait to see these highlights from this series, because it was one of the best series I've seen in a long time. It's not the players we usually see at the end of a tournament. In our cups, we usually have our regular big 3, right? We have Right Turtle, we have Justice, and we have the Gorillas. But no big all-stars in this one. It came down to the wire. Let's check out these replays from today's amazing grand finals. This was exceptional play here in game number 1. Just all the way round to round, back and forth. And who would you say, if you had to give it to somebody, was the MVP of the tournament, and then also give me the MVP of the grand finals?
The tournament? MVP of the tournament. That's a pretty broad statement, because we've actually seen good people today. I definitely think of the grand finals, I definitely think that Swap Out was probably one of the more consistent players that we saw today. Swap Out was somebody that consistently did well today. No matter what time we were looking at him, it was always either popping off a runway, he's popping off from Kestrel, he's doing the darn thing. And I think that is something indicative of him as a player, and something that he has proven himself to be able to do, is consistently pop off. In terms of the tournament, though, I would have to say X, because X was one of those players that we saw where every single time he was always top fragging, and he would have like 30 eliminations, like 20 something downs, like even though his team, even though they still lost, like we're talking about somebody that had consistently put up like double-digit downs and eliminations. Like he was going crazy all day today, right? And I think that I would definitely have to say X might be the best MVP of the entire tournament, but everyone played so well together that I think that is a very hard statement to make. Those are just the first two that come to mind because I remember how consistently we were talking about them. But I genuinely think that everybody did super, super well today. It's just, I think that these two teams back and forth, Brave Penguins really did show their adaptation in ways that I was not expecting them to be able to adjust that quickly. Like from each team that they played, they adjusted their strategy however they needed it to. And that is exactly how they ended up winning the game. I mean, like, adaptation is one of the core factors of any game it is that you play. Adapting to your enemy and adapting to strategy that you need to be able to recognize. And that's something, man. And I think they did that so well, so effectively, and they should all be proud about that, honestly.
I agree with you on the swap outs. I think swap outs is my MVP for the grand finals, but I'm also going to say swap outs for the tournament because in those early rounds we were witnessing swap outs just do gnarly things. He put up some incredible numbers in game number 3 in the tiebreakers, really clutched it up in some close matches, and was able to clutch it out here in the very end of the finals, and was a big difference maker. Just his impact alone on the map was so devastating to the other team. Got to give it to him across the board. He was just insane. He really, really stuck out every single time we were on his screen. He was just amazing. I hope that he can really bring that energy and that level of play into the main event, and we see him just do some massive things. There's that play that you were talking about, Dallas, just walking in, not really caring at all. You know, that's not really, now that I look back on it, probably not tunnel vision at all, honestly. It's just one of those moments where you just gotta focus on one thing at a time and take your time. But here we go, Billiams. I really liked, man, I hadn't seen a bad play from Billiams. I just saw his stats. I gotta really give a big apology to Billiams. I saw that he was low numbers.
I mean, you didn't even really say anything wrong. It was just the fact that like at the time he wasn't really like putting up numbers like that, right? And that was a struggle from what we've seen from like all of like, but that's something that we saw from all of Brave Penguins when they were learning how to adapt and really fight back against each of these strategies. That's when we really started seeing them work together well as a team. And that's like, once again, like, that's not something you have to apologize about. I think that's completely fine for you to be able to say that, because that makes probably the most sense, honestly, in terms of how we've been seeing these teams today. They weren't doing so hot, and then Brave Penguins really popped off, man. I mean, I can't really be too surprised with how well they did based off of the performance all day.
Well, congratulations to them. Penguins did an exceptional job there, really just clutching it up.